Hey everyone, it's Megan Elizabeth from Life Above Rubis and AboveRubyStudio.com. And this is a little bit of a bonus behind the scenes video. I decided today that I wanted to update my YouTube channel cover art. We're making some changes to the schedule, and I just really want to streamline and simplify the whole entire look, especially since I could tell like the web address came over top of some of my text. We're making changes to the schedule. As you can tell, I already kind of announced that. I'm switching from being live publicly the second Thursday of every month to just being live for my Life Above Rubies, the people that are a member of lifeaboverubis.com and really are diving in. I want to give each member more specific attention. So I feel like I'm able to do that better in a smaller live setting and then keep rolling out a new video every Tuesday and Thursday. Now I know this is like a totally bonus video because I just wanted to show you how to do it with Picmonkey. I'm going to continue to roll out every week a new lesson on Picmonkey. So using edit, using touch-up, using design, collage, etc. But I figure I might as well show you the magic that's going on truly behind the scenes, how I do it, especially since YouTube cover art is actually a little bit more tricky than, say, a Facebook cover art or a blog header or an email header or whatever the case may be, if you're using Picmonkey for that particular option. So I just want to show you really quick. If you look at your YouTube channel and editing the channel art, it does tell you there's a recommended file size or art size, which is 2,560 pixels by 1,440 pixels, and it needs to be smaller than 4 megabytes, okay? We're going to come over to Picmonkey, and I'm just going to come to the design. Now you can use templates, blank canvas, but when it comes to using YouTube cover art, you're going to want to use a custom size. Now I already started doing this before I decided I was going to do a video, so I already have the pixels in here. I think the default usually is 2000 by 2000 pixels, but it remembers the last one I used. So we're going to make that, and it's going to be a totally blank white canvas. Now if you happen to be creating one of these and you use this whole entire canvas and you go over to your YouTube channel and you upload it, you're going to run into some problems, because what's going to happen is YouTube uses this whole canvas size, but for different devices. So it shows a different area of the canvas for your mobile devices, your tablet devices, your desktop devices, and now even for television, because many people, like me, watch YouTube from their TV using Chromecast or your PlayStation or Wii or whatever you may have. So you have a cover art for that as well. And it's a wonderful, amazing tool, but you have to understand how it works. So for Life Above Rubis members, I just want to go ahead and show you one of the things that I did create and I do offer for you guys. If you come over to lifeaboverubis.com, now I'm signed in as a member. So I'm on the member homepage, the Ruby member dashboard. You're going to see like the most recent posts and everything. And while I am still working on the layout, I just want to show you how to find this really quick. If you come over to the search bar and you just type in YouTube, you're going to bring up the 10-day start pack that I created of 10 days to a great YouTube channel, like how to start and launch a YouTube channel. In here, I have a different worksheet for each of the 10 days. You can do completely at your own pace. But one of the things that are here is this YouTube templates. It's a zip file. So you'll see like all the different videos and everything. There's one at the top, and I believe it's uploaded again at the very bottom. So you can see all these videos in here. And then at the bottom, there's another click to download. So these pre-designs, it's going to open a little zip folder for you. And in this zip folder, once it's done, it's going to open up the YouTube templates. And all of these templates here show you the different areas that will be seen. So this little like gray area in this box, for example, is what you would see on most devices. All right. So I really tried to like make these easy to use for you if you're looking to create your own, or if you want to just do something from complete scratch, which I am about to do. How do I want to do this? I'm going to go over to Picmonkey, and I'm actually going to upload one of those templates so that you can actually see. I'm going to use an overlay. I'm going to add my own, and let's see, YouTube templates here. Let's just grab one of these guys, okay? So I'm going to stretch it to fill this whole area, or fill in this whole area. Actually, what you'd want to do is actually just open it, because if you use it as an overlay, it's not going to be exactly the right size. And you want it to be exactly the right size so that the little template area actually fits where it's supposed to. But I'm doing this just to kind of get a feel of where this little darker gray area is going to be. And from that standpoint, what I'm going to do is take an additional, I know this may be a little confusing. I'm just letting you kind of see my process. Like, this is really just watch my process. This isn't, how do I explain this? This is watch Megan's process. This isn't a complete technical, amazing tutorial video. All right, so I'm just going to make a little box in here of where that, like, what you're going to see everywhere. And now I'm going to just delete this other background because I'm going to do just a really simple white cover art and really highlight the logo and my new schedule and the text. I feel like it's just going to flow a lot better with how everything is going. If you have been following, I've made major updates to AboveRubyStudio.com, major changes to LifeAboveRubies.com, and this has been going on for a couple months really slowly, but this is part of my big shift personally, so I just wanted to share it. All right, I'm going to add my own overlay, and again, you're going to see my entire mess of my background, my folders, my everything, but that's just how it is. So I'm looking at too many things. New Above Ruby Studio folder. The new Above Ruby Studio folder and logo it's just Above Ruby. So it works for Life Above Rubies and Above Ruby Studio. It still has my name in it using my fonts, etc. So it's just going to be kind of in the middle here. Now remember, if you keep in mind, I'm going to close this so you can see. Do you see how this goes over top of here? I don't want that to happen again, okay? And you can see the different colors. It's going to look different on different devices. I really just want to keep it so super simple. It's super clean, super direct, super just straightforward, okay? So I'm going to use a little bit of text on here. So I'm going to add a text. I'm going to use my the text that I used in my logo for the above, and I'm going to do new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, so sorry if you hear all of my jingling. I need to mess with the size of that. I want it to be up in the above the above. I'm probably going to mess with the color a little bit. I'm not sure if I want to use the red. Not exactly sure yet. Now keep in mind, as you're working in Picmonkey, there's a little percentage down here. This is only 28% of the actual size. So if you go actually to the 100%, you're going to see how big that text and everything actually is, but then it's really hard to work with. So keep that in mind as you're working, that as you're messing with size and fonts and all that stuff, how big it actually is prospectively. All right, so I think that something like that is about right. What I would like to do with that is actually add a little border around it, something that defines it separate from the logo. And I'm probably going to remove this box at the end. I'm using this as my workspace more than I'm using it for decorative purposes. So let's kind of take a look here. What kind of label border would I want to use, if any? I might not want to use any. But I'm just going to kind of take a look, see what I have available. I could even do like a little ribbon type thing. So if I did a ribbon, you can take a look at this here. I'll show you how this can work. It can work. It might not work for what I'm doing, but let's see. If we do a transparent, you can see the little like dash lines kind of show up. And then we could make the dash lines the same color as the Rubis logo, which actually looks kind of cute. We could just move stuff around a little bit to make everything fit. And something like that could be really cute. I kind of like that. I have to see how it looks without. And I just play. Like I go back and forth and I play. So I want that border to come back, so I'm going to do that. Let's get rid of the overlay. That's not exactly what I want it to be. The other thing that I like to do from time to time is just take a basic shape, stretch it, make it fit fade it out so that the background fades into, so that the color fades into the background rather. And then if I do that, I can change the color of this to maybe a light gray, make the background fade out, and then send it backward so that the font comes on top of it. Kind of like that. It just separates it out a little bit. It's subtle, but it's there. And then I want to move the logo just a tiny, tiny bit over and down like that. Okay. The other thing I could do, let's see, we're going to do, if we do that, I want this to be more centered in this box though, so I changed my mind. All right. Now if I add some more text that says, enjoy the moments, business, life, balance, the way you want it. All right. I can play with this up and down all day. I've gone back and forth a few times, but I don't want this going across where my web address comes across again, okay? Business life balance the way you want it. If I keep that kind of small into there, that actually might work really well. And I'm going to change the font of this to match the font that I use on Above Rubis Studio. So we're going to come over to my fonts. These are the fonts that I added, and it's a little more bold and a little more in your face direct there. So I kind of like that. And again, I could change this out. I could make this red to match the rubies. I could fade it out a little bit. I could add a shadow to it. So you can add a shadow by coming over to effects, and it gives a drop shadow. And so you can like blur it out. You can fade it out. You can change the distance, how far away it is. This is really great for looking a little bit more clean and professional in a very simple way. So you can change the angle. You can really see like how it really brings to life and changes the whole like feel and dimension of your little logo here. So I'm actually just going to do a very subtle drop shadow in a very soft gray. So it gives a little bit of depth to it without it looking double layered. Okay, I'm going to move this down just a smidgen more. That should fit. And then the web address and everything should fit there okay. And sometimes it's trial and error, just like messing around and playing, and sometimes it drives you nuts. And now I'm looking at it more and I'm like, maybe I don't even want that there. I'm going to get rid of this overlay because I don't need this square anymore. And if I don't want that square there, I could actually move this down a little bit tighter in. And I kind of like the way that looks. And now I'm at 50%. So if you go all the way out, you can kind of see like it's really not center. So let's see. Maybe we need to move this over just a tiny bit more. And it actually doesn't need to be exactly center either because of the way that YouTube pulls it. So we're just going to use white. We're going to keep it really simple. I could add like a frame around it, and that actually might even look really cool for if it is on TV. You're not going to see this on mobile devices or anything else, so you could have just like something a little bit more thick and framed out for on your device, for on your TV devices, which is kind of cool. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do like a museum matte frame. Just simple. All right, let's save this and see here. We're going to save it as a PNG because I like that better for conversion's sake on using like YouTube and any type of web upload. So we're going to do ARS YouTube cover art schedule. And I'm going to save it to that new file folder. Okay, so here's the new cover art. Pull that up. And then what you're going to see is how it appears on your different devices. So you can adjust the crop a little bit to make it fit better into what you're doing. There's an auto enhance button, which you may or may not want to use. It kind of depends. Like I said, you can see kind of the whole thing on your TV, the whole frame. You can see a partial frame on a desktop or other devices, how it'll appear on most mobile devices. And you're going to want to go across different devices and kind of check to see how it looks. So I'm just going to check and see how it looks on here. It's going to show that it's saved. You can see the drop shadow makes it look a little bit more blurry than crisp. So we're going to go back in and get rid of the drop shadow, but I love how, again, it's not covering the text. Everything's fine. And I could actually make the text a little bit bigger, and it does look pretty centered the way I want it to be. So that's great. We'll just go back over there really quick, and we're going to zoom back in. I'm going to get rid of that drop shadow because sometimes the drop shadow can just make it look a little bit less crisp. It can make it look a little less professional than you would necessarily want it to look. So we're going to make the text just a tiny bit bigger, and we'll stretch it out a little bit. I don't want to stretch it too far to the right. Well, I'm going to pull it to the right, but I've got to move it a little bit more to the left because let's take a look where that kind of ends. It ends at the I. So I could go all the way to the B kind of safely, which is about where it is, and that's fine. And we could move it up a slight bit, maybe just like two click moves, and have it be okay, I think. So we're going to save it. I gotta save it again. Did it save the right size? Okay, so we want to make sure it saves the right size too. So for whatever reason, if it does change it or if it's not quite right, double check your sizing. You can resize it here to make sure. 2560, whoops, 1440. I should have saved it as the same file, but I didn't, which is fine. We're going to take a look at how that looks. We could adjust the crop. Okay, so that looks a little bit cleaner and crisper to me. So I am happy with how that looks. You will want to check your spelling and want to make sure all that is good and how it needs to be. But that's basically how you create cover art in YouTube. And I hope I didn't confuse you. Hopefully it encouraged you, inspired you to take action, to do something a little bit different and to create. You can see even on my desktop though, you don't see those outside edges. So I think it just really depends on what kind of device that you are on. And you really want to just go across multiple devices and check to see how it plays and how it looks. You can have a ton of fun with different colors and different backgrounds. That's why I created those different templates that you can use. We'll just open one again really quick. For example, here is one. Oh, that was just the plain background. Let's grab a template though, an actual template in the YouTube templates. You can really see I did circles for some of them. That's like your main featured area, but you can have fun with outer colors. And then if you don't, like the colors per se and you want to play with them a little bit, you can add a variety of, matching the circles, matching the ovals, matching the squares, whatever it would be, and then change the color to match your theme, to match your style, to match your feel, and just use the same as well. So hopefully that helps. Enjoy the moments, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon at Above Rubis Studio and lifeaboverubis.com. Bye-bye.